Good afternoon, everybody. Joseph Hennessy. Name of the channel is The Children. On YouTube, it's Joseph Hennessy 1161. And I'm looking for like minded people, light workers, star seeds, empaths, extraterrestrials, human beings, wanderers, wave showers, whatever you resonate as. Because, like I'm going to say over and over, this is not who you are. You came to this horrible place to experience duality, the darkness versus the light, good versus evil. Where we come from, it doesn't exist. So today's not off to a very good start. I went down to County Point to try to shoot this video, and then I got a flat tire. So I had to push my bike back 3 miles. But I guess it was part of God's plan, because I ended up listening to a reading from one of the archangels, and he or she, because archangels don't have bodies, so they're neither female or male, they're just energy. But anyway, they wanted me to hear a message about Lahaina and what really truly happened, and I already knew what happened pretty much, that it was a direct energy weapon that started all those fires in Lahaina because it was a land grab. And how do I know this? Because anything blue didn't burn. Blue cars, blue houses, they even found blue t-shirts in the rubble. So anything blue in the direct energy weapons doesn't burn. It's just the way it is. And it's too funny, I happen to have all blue on today, just by chance. I didn't think about it. Everything's always a sign of synchronicity for me. So how do I know that it was done by direct energy weapons, like I just stated? And how do I know other things that happened? Like, there was one area in Lahaina where it was owned solely by Hawaiians, all the homes, 104 homes, right dab middle in Lahaina. And by the grace of God, only 2 of the homes burned out of the 104 for the ancient people, the actual Hawaiian people. It still doesn't mean that other Hawaiians didn't lose their homes in the land grab, because they did. How come people's houses like Oprah Winfrey and all the rich people, all the fire just stopped at their quote unquote estate lines? Oprah Winfrey actually had her own on staff fire department, just in case. Just in case of what? So she evidently knew about the fire. Direct energy weapons. They use them everywhere. They use them in Paradise, California. They use them in Texas. They use them in North Carolina. They use them up in Canada. There's a lot of natural disasters that are happening as well, because Mother Gaia is cleansing herself. Like here in California, the wind hasn't stopped blowing for the last 7 months, 24 hours a day. Then on top of that, the sun never comes out. We can't get 2 days of sun in a row, because with all the chemtrails and all the things that they're doing to manipulate the weather, they're blocking the sun, which is a waste of time, because they can't block God. They can't block the light codes coming in. That's our life source, the sun. Why are they trying to block it? Then he wants you to, Bill Gates wants you to drive electric cars. He's blocking the sun, but they don't have the electrical grid to power the cars. And the whole electric car is just a big fallacy anyway, because you can't throw those batteries away. What's going to happen when they need to throw those batteries away? It's the same thing with the windmill turbines. Can't get rid of those. Everything they do it on purpose. I want to lead in with that, because it leads into, we have one world government. They're all evil. They're all working for Luciferians, the Satanists, the 1%ers, the 13 families, whatever you want to call them. – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – All the presidents are a bunch of puppets, except for one, Donald Trump. He's not part of the presidential bloodline because all the presidents all come from one bloodline. Guess which one doesn't? Donald Trump. They all own slaves. Guess what? Donald Trump's family never owned any slaves. They install these guys. George Bush, Gerald Ford. They tried to install Kamala Harris. Barack Obama was installed. His mother's name is Mary Dunham. She's Irish. His stepfather's name is Lolo Sotoro. He worked for the CIA. He changed his name to Barack Obama. Why? When they decided they were going to groom him to become the president. Everything about him is secretive. Where he grew up, how he grew up. His school records are sealed. Why? Should be all public record. What has he got to hide? He was groomed to be the president. Look at the mess we're in today with the kids, the transgenderism. He created all of it. Him and Big Mike. Yeah, Big Mike. Do your homework on her too. We live in a big illusion. All the governments are just puppets to the deep state, the shadow government. But they're losing grip. We are winning. But people need to wake up. Everything is a land grab. The floods, lithium under the ground. LA, they started those fires on purpose, but there was a dual purpose to that fire. So much evil happens down there in Southern California with the smut and pedophilia. All the tunnels had to be taken care of. I stated this over and over. Trump was rounding up all the pedophiles while the Democrats were telling you that he was deporting nice people. No, he wasn't. Nice people don't throw rocks and bricks at ICE agents and shoot at them. Those are all paid operatives. But it's coming to an end. It's just a matter of, do you want your country back? Do you want to live the way we're supposed to live? Take back what's rightfully ours? Lahaina, those poor people. Nothing being rebuilt. The government sent them $700. You didn't even talk about places like Palestine, Ohio. Water poisoned by a chemical that had been banned since the 1970s. It was on a train that happened to derail. How convenient by a water source. Everything they do to us is about depopulation, fluoride in our water, all the processed food that makes us sick, all the nonsense on the news, entertainment, even sports. You got men playing in professional ladies leagues, and I'm not going to get into that, but if you start digging, there's a big 6'9" man playing in the WNBA that nobody's talking about. The Baphomet runs this planet. Transgender go. Everything in reverse. When you start finding out that girls are boys and boys are girls, that's how the Baphomet operates. You look at people like Barbara Bush. That's an ugly man. Big Mike, Macron's wife. All of a sudden, there's a missing brother. That's her, that's him. It's already been proven. They tried to shut it down, but it didn't work. They tried to sue somebody for defamation, some reporters. It didn't work. All the governments are dirty. They're trying to pollute the world. They're trying to destroy it. Look what's happening in all the white countries. England, Ireland, they're letting all the 25 to 40-year-old immigrants in from all over Europe in the Middle East. There's no women and children. Why are they doing this? Because it's part of their master plan. They don't want no ethnicity. They don't want no pride in who you are. Pride to sin. They don't want you to be proud of who you are. They're doing it on purpose. One world government. This is what I found it really interesting. The other day I was listening to a reading, and they were talking about how 5 or 6 of the prime ministers from Israel have come from the Ukraine. Really? From the Ukraine? That's where the Azov battalion is located. They're the ones who killed all the Russian-speaking people in the Donbass in 2014 to instigate the war there. The Azov battalion, guess what they are? They're the Nazis left over from World War II. And the funny thing is, all these prime ministers are Jewish, come from the Ukraine, but their main fighting force is the Azov battalion. And their leader, Zelensky, guess what? He's Jewish as well. U.S. started that war in 2014. They legalized propaganda against us in 2014. All they do is tell us lies. The one world government. All they're trying to do is depopulate by any means possible. War, food, disease. How many different strands of COVID have been out this year? And they're still pushing vaccines after millions and millions of people are dead. And I keep stating this, the one guy who's not part of the club, the orange man, they hate him. Even his own party hates him. He's not part of the club. He loves America. The man is a billionaire. Why did he take that job? I would have played golf, had sex with Melania, and said screw it. But you know what? He loves America, and he loves you. We are winning. God wins. Dark always loses. Dark can't light up a room, but light can light up the dark. And that's what's happening. We are going to the 5th dimension. Abundance, peace, freedom, the way God intended us to be. Happy, joyous, and free. So I'm going to get my bike fixed. Another day in the Matrix. Keeps beating me over the head, but you know what? They could try to dim the sun and try to dampen my spirits, but you know what? I'm a light worker. I'm a starseed. I'm an emissary of light. I'm here to lead everybody to the 5th dimension. Everybody have a blessed, wonderful day. Namaste.